Are you ready for Sunday school, kids?
Hello and welcome to God's Garden at St. Thomas Church, Stittsville. I'm Merilee, and I'm going to tell you the story of Zacchaeus today. Really fun, interesting story. Have you ever gone to a parade? And being short, it's hard to see over top of people that are in front of you. It's hard to see the floats going by, and it's hard to see all the action. Sometimes I've seen people with a periscope, where you look in a little hole and then it goes in a mirror, and you can see by looking in a periscope. That's one idea. My dad used to bring a ladder for us, and he'd put it up, and we'd all sit up on the ladder so we could see the Santa Claus parade. There's lots of things that you can do when you're short, and this is another one. Today's story is about a man who went to a parade, but he couldn't see over the crowd because he was very short. The main attraction in the parade was Jesus, because Jesus had become quite famous. He performed many miracles. He raised Lazarus from the dead, and he restored sight to a blind man, Bartimaeus. He did so many things that people were anxious to see him and crowding down the street. But this man, Zacchaeus, was very short. He didn't have a periscope, and he didn't have a ladder. The closest thing he had was a tree. So he climbed up in the tree and sat in the branches. And he waited for Jesus to come. As Jesus traveled through the streets of Jericho, he came to the place where Zacchaeus sat up in the tree. Jesus stopped and he looked up in the tree, and he said, "Zacchaeus, you come down, for I'm going to your house today." Whoa, Zacchaeus didn't know what to do. But the people around him were all shocked because they knew Zacchaeus, and they knew that he was a thief and a liar. He was one of the tax collectors, and he always asked for too much money from the people so he could keep it for himself. And there wasn't anything they could do about it. So they didn't like him at all. He cheated more taxes than they owned and kept it for himself. And he didn't believe that Jesus would go home with a man like that. Zacchaeus knew that he had cheated many people. And when he and Jesus arrived at his house, he confessed, and he said he was very sorry for what he had done. He said to Jesus, "I'm going to give back half of all that I own. If I've cheated anybody out of anything, I will give them 4 times that amount back." Wow. That really was really amazing that he transformed himself because of Jesus into someone who would be kind and fair. Because Zacchaeus was sorry for what he'd done and confessed his sin, Jesus forgave him. And he said, "Today salvation has come to your house." Yes, Zacchaeus was a wee little man with a big problem. But when he met Jesus, it didn't matter if you were tall or short. When you meet Jesus, he will change your life too. Let's say a little prayer. Our Father, thank you. Even though we don't always choose the right way, Jesus is always there to show us the way to your love and your forgiveness. Hello again. Welcome to God's Garden Craft Corner. We are going to do 2 different crafts with Zacchaeus and Jesus. It's a very important story, and one that I hope you remember, because Jesus is with you all your life. And if you do something wrong, you just say, "I'm sorry," and everything will be okay again. That's the way to get to heaven, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make the tree that Zacchaeus climbed up in. And to do that, I need you to make a handprint. Move your fingers wide apart like that. And then you're going to cut it out of construction paper or anything else that you have that's this color. You might have to color it brown yourself, but that's going to be our vent. And then you have to have something for the background. So I'm going to glue this onto here. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Glue out here. Don't need much, just a little bit in each finger, a little bit on the bottom. You need to have too much glue because it's going to stick real easily. Okay. Down here. And a tree has leaves, so that's our next job, is to have some leaves. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just all around where I want the leaves to go. Okay, and then I have already cut out of tissue paper a leaf shape, but it doesn't have to be this shape. You can just use squares or circles if you can't do the leaf shape. But I've cut out some leaf shapes in 2 different colors because trees often have leaves that are different colors. The new ones are light green and the older ones are the dark green. I'm just going to lay a whole bunch of leaves on here. Okay. This is kind of fun because it really doesn't matter where you put them. Yeah, getting there. Here would be good. And I think we'll put a little bit more glue on here. This is a sycamore tree in our story. He climbed up in a sycamore tree. They were very popular trees over in Jerusalem area. I don't know if I've ever really seen one, but I've seen pictures of them, and they're quite beautiful. Okay, one more. Okay, there's my tree. All right, and do you remember who was sitting in the tree? Zacchaeus. That's right. That's a hard name to remember. When you go on the website, you will find a picture of Zacchaeus. You just have to cut it out. And you will find a picture of Jesus. And you'll just have to cut it out too. All right? So this one, I'm going to put him up in the tree. And I'm going to put Jesus at the bottom of the tree. Remember what Jesus said to him? It's Zacchaeus, come down out of that tree. I'm going to your house for dinner tonight. He was so amazed and shocked. He only hoped to get a glimpse of Jesus. But Jesus saw him and knew that he had a good heart. He just had to find it. So he did find it with Jesus. Jesus talked to him over dinner, and he realized that he had made a mistake. So he gave all the people 4 times the amount back as which he had taken that he shouldn't have taken. They would have been so happy, right, to get all that money back. They were quite poor people, so they really needed it. And you know what happened? His heart felt so good when that happened. He just breathed with relief. And he said, I'm sorry, and I'll never, ever do that again. That's Zacchaeus. And that's the story of how we can be forgiven too. I'm going to put this one over here. The next one is pretty cool. We need a paper plate. And we are going to make another tree with Jesus on the trunk of the tree. Okay? And then there's a surprise after that. So hang on. On the back of the plate, I'm going to put some more leaves, and I'm going to glue on the stem. This is it's almost like a tongue depressor. I put some 2-way tape on here so it'll stick, but you can use glue or tape. But I'm just going to peel that off so that it will stick really good on here. Okay, so that's going to be the trunk of the tree. Now I have to put more leaves on it. All right, we're going to do that again. Okay. This was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. Climbed up in a sycamore tree for the Lord he wanted to see. Jesus came by and he said, Zacchaeus, Come down from that tree. I'm going to your house today. I'm going to your house today. I like that little song. I sing it lots. I would love to have Jesus come to my house. That would be so exciting. And he can in your heart. Jesus is always in your heart. So you know you can always talk to him just like he's there. A few more leaves over on this side. Dark leaves. Okay. I have the leaves on my tree. You can put as many as you want on. Lots and lots or just a few. So who's going to sit in the tree? Zacchaeus. Good, you're remembering. Okay. So I have another same little picture of Zacchaeus. And that is on the website too. You can get two of them on one sheet there. So you get all just one printout for both crafts. So he's going to sit here. And Jesus is going to be at the bottom of the tree. Put some glue on here. Only need a little bit for paper. It will dry much faster too. Okay. There is Zacchaeus, the wee little man who wanted to see Jesus. And Jesus said to him, come down from that tree. I'm going to your house for dinner tonight. What do you think they had for dinner? I'll give you a hint. This is the one that I made yesterday. Okay, and on the back is a plate of spaghetti. So we're going to put spaghetti in our plate. Okay? So the first thing, I have a red sauce underneath this one, but I'm going to put a cheese sauce under this one. I've got orange tissue paper. A little bit around. That on first. Okay? And then you need some wool. White wool or green wool or orange wool, whatever you want to use for your spaghetti. But you're going to need a lot. I want it to look all like the spaghetti noodles. I'm going to try that. If that's enough. So now I'm just going to put a zigzag of glue all over the plate this way and a zigzag of glue going the other way. Okay? So it doesn't have to be on all of this, as long as the two ends are touching it. And I'm going to make it loopy, because that's what spaghetti's like, right? Get it on your plate and it's all tangled up. All right? So I'm going to all around. Try to make sure that every once in a while that piece touches the glue. Okay. Like spaghetti for dinner? I do. Actually, my son can make the best spaghetti ever. Even better than his mother's. He has that like pretty good like spaghetti. Here, there. There. I can eat up a little bit. Okay. Oh, there's your plate of spaghetti. Some people like pepperoni on the spaghetti. Some people like meatballs. And you might like different things too. So you can put whatever topping you like on your spaghetti. I'm going to put some meatballs. So I cut out some brown circles. Put a few meatballs on there. Three meatballs and three red salamis. More. Great. And there's the plate of spaghetti that they're going to have at Zacchaeus' house. All right. So now we've done our 2 crafts. This one with your handprint as the trunk of the tree. And all the directions are online, so you just have to go and have Mom print them off for you, okay? And this one is kind of a tricky one. You can tell the story to somebody. And when you get to the part where you say, Jesus said, "Come down, Zacchaeus, I'm coming to your house for dinner." You just have to turn it around. There's the dinner. Okay, kind of a little tricky one. All right, so we have a song to sing now. And here's our song today. It's all about Zacchaeus and Jesus. Let's sing it. I'll sing it through one time, and then you can help me sing it through another. If you can read it, you just sing along with me too. Ready? Okay. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in a sycamore tree, for the Lord he wanted to see. And as the Savior walked that way, he looked up in the tree, and he said, "Zacchaeus, come down. I'm going to your house today." I'm going to your house today. That was pretty good. I could hear you there. All right. Let's sing it again. Right? Remember Zacchaeus. Hard name to remember. Yeah. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in a sycamore tree, for the Lord he wanted to see. And as the Savior passed that way, he looked up in the tree, and he said, "Zacchaeus, you come down. I'm going to your house today." Or I'm coming to your house today. You did great. You did really well. And I would like to welcome Jesus to my house anytime. That's why we say blessings before we eat our dinners. It's just to thank him for all the food that we have. Remember that before you eat, just to say a little prayer of thanks. Okay? And we'll see you next time.